Well, welcome back, everybody, to our online program. And we've been talking about the strengths and limitations of this very popular brain disease model of addiction that seems to be showing up everywhere. And one of the things about the brain disease model that a lot of people have been talking about is that it's, in practical terms, it doesn't offer a whole bunch for people to work with. So for example, there's medications. So we have medications for cravings, for example, obviously for detox as well. But the medications are pretty limited. And we have medications to ease cravings, for example, for opiates, for heroin, things like that, and not so much for like cocaine. And some of the opiate medication seems to work for the people who are alcoholics. But really, it's not all that great at the moment. And so we have these medications we can use that, do a little bit, but aren't going to solve the problem. And then, well, what else have we got if you truly believe it's a brain disease? Then really, there's not much you can do, like even in therapy. I mean, I recall having a very long conversation with a referral agent, and she was quite upset that we had a family program at the facility, and she said they just flat out refused to pay for it. And she said, what on earth does family therapy have to do with the disease of crystal meth addiction? And so if you believe that, then yeah, it doesn't make any sense to provide family therapy. It doesn't make any sense to provide any kind of therapy that would give someone insight. Maybe really the only therapies you could use are ones that maybe give, like, for example, relapse prevention skills so that you don't actually relapse and use these drugs which are creating the disease in the brain to begin with. So very, very limited interventions. And as I mentioned in the scientific literature, this is a big complaint about the whole idea that addiction is a brain disease because really, frankly, you don't have any faith in any of the actual therapies that are out there from the psychologists. You're limited really to, well, here are some medications to help get you through the detox, which is great. Help you ease cravings is great, but after that, it's pretty much, what are you going to do? Abstinence, like don't use drugs, because insight into your life isn't going to do much for a brain disease. And learning about your role in the family system certainly isn't going to do much for a brain disease. So that's it. Oh, and I should mention too, they also have vaccines too. That's another part. So they actually have developed some vaccines for certain drugs. And at one point, they actually wanted to give this to everybody, all the school kids, until I think somebody pointed out maybe there's some ethical issues there. But anyway, that's this issue. That's this episode on our brain disease thing. We'll be back next time with our last one.